I'm Christine Stavropoulos.
Κι εγώ ο Νίκος Σαμίδης. Και αυτό είναι το Greek Podyssey, το podcast της Ομογένειας.
A podcast for Hellenes worldwide, sharing stories, culture, identity, laughs and a little bit of tsugrisma along the way.
Γιατί μπορεί να φύγαμε από την Ελλάδα, αλλά η Ελλάδα δεν έφυγε ποτέ από μας.
This podcast brought to you by Natasha Karamiho, your trusted legal voice in Greece for all your legal matters, and Helco Consulting, trusted services for all business and investments in Greece.
When we look back to season 1 and season 2, it's amazing to see how many people has joined us, not only as listeners, but as active, like really participating.
They did, and they saw themselves in a lot of the stories that we said, that we spoke about, and we answered questions for them that we weren't even asking.
And that's why that gives us the will and the power to continue our journey and to make it more even interesting. And we want more people to feel like this journey is their journey. So we would like to welcome you to the season 3 of the Greek Podyssey. And this is the first episode. Welcome, Christine, to the season 3.
Yes, I've missed it. Have you?
That's the first time I'm saying welcome.
It's usually me. Is this our new format now for season 3?
It's good to be back, to be honest. We'll have a bit of a well-owned break.
We had a well-earned break, but I think it's good to recap on the highlights of season 2. We'll touch on each episode, and I've screenshot a few of the comments because we love the feedback.
Yes.
So we'll recap, and then anyone that wants to see the full episode, they can go to YouTube or Spotify or Apple and look up season 2, and then you can find all the relevant podcasts.
So we had a big variety of topics, subjects, and topics. Very interesting. Some very controversial, if I can say so.
Well, we like a bit of controversy. Do you know, in our opening, don't we say a little bit of tsugri?
There, exactly.
That's where it comes in. Well, let's start with, we opened the season with Evelyn from New York, Singapore, New York City, who we adore, Evelyn, her story. Evelyn left Greece. Evelyn is Ghanaian. Her dad's Ghanaian. Her mother is half Greek Polish. Her papu is Pontian. She was and raised in Greece. Elinida Mesa Pontian dancing. 2 years ago, she left Greece, her home, to start a new life in New York with $2,000 in her. It's like the actual migrant story, isn't it?
It is a migrant story, and that's why it is very interesting. It's interesting to see these stories to come true, like the dream is coming true.
Well, when Evelyn was telling us this story, I was relating back to the migrant years of my parents when they say, you know, we literally left with a suitcase. And Evelyn said, I had $2,000 with me and I went to America, and her dream is to open her Greek restaurant, Singapore, New York City. In the interim, she was married as well. And we just love Evelyn. And everybody loved it. It said, you know, thank you for the story. She's an amazing person, you know, standing up and proud and Greek. We stand by her every time she there's some racism, like, you know, you're black, you can't be Greek. So we don't tolerate that. She's great. And accept her for the wonderful Greek woman that she is, proud and Pontian. Her food is divine. And we wish Evelyn every success. And we want to keep in touch for the opening of her New York, Singapore, New York restaurant.
New York City. Actually, she has expanded her wings to other things as well.
She has.
And now, Evelyn is she's a soulmate of the Greek Podyssey.
She is.
Okay, and this is a connection where Thessaloniki comes in.
Yes, because you're connected with Thessaloniki.
We're connected with
I'm connected with the Pontian side too.
Yes, yeah, me too. I'm halfway there.
Now, second episode 2, Echoes of the Heart, Feeling Greek. I'll just read some of the comments and we'll just touch on a bit of it.
So what was this about?
That was feeling Greek. How do you feel Greek? What elements make you Greek? Is it listening to music? Is it speaking? Is it traveling? Is it food? You know, there's a combination. And then people had some very strong opinions on this. Someone said, if you have one or more grandparent registered in a municipality, Greece, you are Greek. Do you agree with
Okay.
that?
Yeah, that makes you Greek. Does that makes you Greek? Okay.
The less Greek you know, the less Greek you
I didn't got that.
the less Greek you know, as in speaking,
Yeah.
the less Greek you are. Now, I don't agree with that comment.
Well, that's a very yeah. This topic has caused a lot of debate.
Yeah.
A lot of debate. People think, again, we're gonna say that, of course, language is very important to maintain the culture, but we say that you can't exclude from the Greekness the people that they're not speaking Greek, and that was what Mr. Malikurti was saying about.
You know why I don't agree with this particular comment? If someone in China speaks perfect Greek, that doesn't make them Greek. They may feel Greek, but it doesn't make them Greek. This says the less Greek you know, the less Greek you are. And I've also known Greeks that speak fluent Greek but don't feel like they're Greek.
Okay. Another comment? Do you have any
Yep,
other?
yes, I do.
Of course you have.
Cute guy, who is it?
For me?
I said, Nikos, the co-host of the Greek Podyssey. I had to throw that one in.
And what that has to do with the Greek, whatever was
I just wanted
the
to
topic?
let you know that you've
Okay.
got some admirers out there. That's all.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
Um,
The single lady.
I'll check out the profile for you later. You have to speak Greek and be an Orthodox Christian to be Greek. Feeling Greek is not the same as being Greek. Whoa.
Well, orthodoxy and language, that's the main aspects this gentleman or lady
That's
has. That's the main aspects of this comment. Because orthodoxy and religion and language, they are strongly connected with our culture and our identity.
So what do you say then to the Catholics of Syros? Because half the island is Catholic. Are they not Greek?
I know. It doesn't
is-
mean that I agree with that.
Yeah, no. I don't agree with that. Feeling Greek is not the same as being Greek. What do you analyze that? Feeling Greek is not the same as being Greek, but they connect being Greek to religion. Not everybody has religion. There's atheists and there's agnostic people, and that doesn't mean they're not Greek.
Of course. Yeah, I think that's a good topic that we need to talk about here at the Odyssey.
And then someone, the last name ends in SKI, the surname, so we know the ethnic background. It says, according to your first constitution, Greek can be anyone who will be baptized and received the Orthodox religion. And that's it. Every dog can be Greek. So we get these stupid
Well,
comments.
I don't know why you're referring to this comment. Like, it's not
Yeah,
even
just to show-
worthy.
We get stupid comments.
Yeah,
no?
but it's not even worthy to comment on that.
So
That's just stupid.
when you see comments like that,
Yeah.
you either ignore them or you put them in their place. Anyway,
What was the episode 3?
I'm
the
still
episode
just
two-
one last one. This one.
Okay,
This
you
one. I
like
like
this
this
one.
one. This one says, "You bet," and he says, "I love the way he writes it." In Greek, I'm a half Canadian Greek, and I love it. So that person feels Greek. They're half Canadian, and they're learning Greek, and they love it. So that is the
So we can see there is a lot of love from people that they're not like Greek 100% Greeks, and there is a lot of love for learning Greek, learning the dances, like cooking Greek foods.
Well, that's where philhellenes come into the picture.
Exactly.
Philhellenes. Let's not forget our philhellenes because they're very
Oh,
important.
no, of course they're
Very,
not.
very important to our culture and very important to our podcast. Episode 3, Ancient Hellas versus Modern Greece. Have we so? Someone said, yes, in Agora they were arguing what is courage, what is knowledge, etc. And now they are arguing about football. We still got it. So, we
Yeah, yeah.
do it on a different level.
Well, yeah, I remember that episode.
And
It was a
then
very good
someone
one.
said, true, Greeks invented philosophy, especially at mum's. So as my youngest son used to say, you have to excuse my mother for being philosophical, but she is Greek,
Well, my son is using that. Of course, you're not arguing. We are Greeks.
Yes, don't argue. Yeah, I get that. Don't argue with my mother. She's Greek. Episode 4, Is Greece the Land of Opportunity? So
I remember this episode. We tried to see Greece now with new eyes, because Greece now these days it's a different of what
that
it used to be.
that was the episode we introduced our new contributor, Lucas from Helco Consulting, and we had this conversation with him. And then somebody commented, facts are facts. Not listening to some frappe philosopher who last visited his or her village in 1982 and sits there telling what Greece is like. Well done, Lucas. So he was inspired by the opportunities that Lucas was presenting that are available now in Greece. It's really evolved. There's always going to be the detractors, but just like Greek Made Products in Australia said, when you've left in 1982 and you've got that mentality, even really from the time of the crisis, we've gone and we've changed and moved forward even since the latest financial crisis.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's the classic thing, opportunity grows from adversity.
Yes, we always say that.
Yeah.
We always say that.
And it's true. If you look
It
through
is, it
history,
is.
even from the Great Depression, that's where the opportunities happen. So
And I would like to say that Helco Consulting will continue with us in this season with tips and advices for your business, your investments, whatever.
anyone
you
that's
need
wanting
do.
to invest, start a business, the opportunities are limitless. So we'll talk about that at a later stage. Someone said, and this was a nice Asian gentleman, because the Greek gods live there too.
That's lovely. That's very nice. I like that. And goddess.
And he's somebody. So we'll argue against. I will argue against this. Don't believe it. Tourism is not a job, nor is real estate. Selling overpriced homes, apartments to non-citizens is not helpful. Parasitic jobs are not growth opportunities. 800 euros a month is not a job, it's a survival. Firstly, tourism is an industry, it's not a job.
Well, this guy is saying all that to us. We're living in Sydney.
Yes.
We know what is overpriced, what it means a property to be overpriced,
Yep.
and all that. But I think, maybe now Greece is a bit overpriced, the real estate at the moment, but not to the level that it's not affordable.
I think what set that over the limit were golden visas in property. The Greek government now, I think, is pulling back on that a bit, and golden visa is encouraged in investment.
Yes, I think there are different criteria now for the golden visa. I think they've been updated recently. You can't have investments without using these tools. Those tools are designed to attract investors.
And to create business opportunities. If you work in tourism, I don't see as someone that's going to go and work in tourism in a hotel, for example. When you talk about business opportunities, business in tourism, be it a hotel, be it tourist services, all sorts of things. The scope is limitless.
Exactly. At the same time, you can't say that tourism is not a job. It's an industry. It's a main contributor to the Greek economy.
And a lot of offshoots come from that, because when you're a tourist and you visit the country, you can say, wow, you go in and you can see the gaps. I've seen so many gaps where I would love to live in Greece and start these business opportunities, because I can see where the gaps are. And tourism allows that opportunity for the tourist or the Greek returning to Greece as a tourist, as I do every year. And I say, wow, this would be a great opportunity. This is missing that. So I become really enthusiastic.
Let me tell you something. That reminds me, coming here to Australia, wherever I was walking, I could see opportunities. So it's not only Greece. It's when you go in a new country to live there.
Exactly.
And you blend in and you start recognizing the gaps, and you become an idea generator.
It's so like I say, you're looking from outside, looking in. So
yes,
it's different to you. So I could go on and on about the things that I'd love to do. Look, if you're entrepreneurial and you have that in you, you can find opportunities.
The opportunities are everywhere,
and
not only
Greece,
in Australia, in America, or in Canada, they're in Greece as well. So keep your eyes open.
Greece is ripe for the picking now from all the research and what we will hear further down in our podcast from Helco. You'll be very surprised. So episode 5, which is a global, the reunification of the Parthenon sculptures.
Say it
with
again.
Ellie Simons. Reunification of Parthenon sculptures, sorry.
It's a difficult word. I
No.
know.
This one always has emotive comments.
That was, sorry, one of the best, for me, episodes of season 2. For me, was so emotional connected with this episode. And it made me feel really proud that there are still people fighting for this cause.
And Ellie Simons was our guest, who's the Vice President of the Australian branch of the Reunification Committee. Very passionate about what she does, and she is a keynote speaker at various forums.
Are we going to meet it, Ellie?
Of course we are, when we go to Greece later this year. We are. Nico and I are going to Greece later this year.
Not together.
Well, we're going to meet up in Greece.
We're going to meet up.
So anyone that is in Greece that would like to catch up with Nico and I, drop us a line, DM. If you've got an interesting story for a podcast or something you'd just like to have a coffee with us, please drop us a line. We'd
For
love
coffee,
to meet
you call Christine. Christine is always available for coffees and soiree.
Yeah, and soirees. You have to sing at the soiree. So one of the reason this subject has a lot of passion attached to it, because it also connects back to when we were under Ottoman occupation. We were under occupation, and the scoundrel Lord Elgin has this mysterious piece of paper that says the Ottoman government gave him permission to rip the sculptures off the walls and take them to Britain. Now, Ellie said that we know that no such document exists. Something was found in Italy in Italian and has been translated. But the fact remains that no such document exists. And even Turkey says we don't have any such document in existence. The British Museum were at a stalemate. We always hear that there's been movement on the playing field, but it should be an open and shut case. We've evolved since they were taken. We are now in 2026. We respect tradition, and they need to go back.
That was a great episode, and yes, it definitely was one of the highlights of the season.
No document is needed. We know the marbles are in the UK, and they came from Athens. A very important document which was only recently discovered by luck. It is written in Italian language, and it should be as it should be. And what is important is that it allows only for specific specimen to be taken, not half of the Acropolis being moved to the UK. So he may have had permission to take a few little rocks or something, not like this person says, rip off, half the building and take it away.
The half of the building.
Yes.
The half of the structure.
When it comes to investments and business opportunities, you need more than promises. You need experience that delivers. You need people you can trust. Helco Consulting provides strategic partnerships, clear methods, and services with a strong presence in Greece. Helco Consulting, your trusted consultants in Greece.
The next episode was one of my favorite, episode 6, The Greek Spirit of Giving, the Hellenic Initiative. So we
Another
had
very strong episode.
Another strong episode. We had very respected, highly regarded Mr. Nick Pappas, who was at the time the president of the Hellenic Initiative. And we spoke about its why it was formed. It was coming out of the financial crisis, a lot of needs and poverty and devastation in Greece. And the Hellenic Initiative came together as a non-for-profit to provide services, be it food, be it medicine, to go to remote areas and provide doctors, vaccinate children.
Everything.
Yes.
The SOS villages, Doctors Without Borders.
Delivering meals to people on the
The smallest, from the little help to the max.
Yes.
This guy is doing an amazing job, and I'm very proud of him.
Yes. So there was not much really to put on that because it was all positive.
Yes.
Everything was, very supportive of the Hellenic
You know
Initiative.
what I loved in this episode? When Nick Papa said, we are hybrids. that part really touched me because we are hybrids.
Well, it resonates. It resonated with us.
Ex-
And he was only finding his Greek roots a lot later in life. He was connecting and really, and I find that a lot of people of, Australian born or wherever you are in the country, American born, something clicks and triggers and it makes you think, no, I want to connect back to my heritage. I love the land I'm born in. That's my citizenship, but my heritage and my roots lie somewhere else and I want to reconnect and live that as well.
And people sometimes they're getting confused. And don't get us wrong. We are proud for our Australian side.
Absolutely. This country gave us what we have.
We are strongly connected with our Greek side as well. And you can't, this sometimes, as Nick Papa said, these two sides are fighting together sometimes. They're in conflict. But when you manage and you respect both sides, that's the most important thing. Because they're part of your identity, both sides.
We also have a responsibility to our heritage to keep it going. And even now, on the 9th of February, it's World Greek Language Day and it's recognized by UNESCO. It's important that we pass on what we have. So although we're born in one country, we need to keep our native language, customs, history, tradition alive. So Greek and Proud, which we love because they're always, great supporters of our...
Greeks helping Greeks, Greek and Proud.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your support. I can't express enough how grateful we are for all your help and all your support.
All the platforms that they support, Greek Stories, they just do a fabulous job. And episode 7, another one that I really enjoyed, how music keeps the Greek spirit alive. And we had Dimitri Dallas and Nobuko. So we had the two guests on that program.
That was a cute episode. Dimitri's from Chicago. He's a multi-musician. He plays all these instruments, lauto, guitars, bouzouki, baglama. He sings the clarinet, the lira, everything. And he's also teaching Greek dances at Chicago. And he's keeping the Greek spirit alive in Chicago.
Through the interview, I assumed he was born in Greece,
Yeah,
immigrated
you
to
copy
Chicago.
it.
And then he goes, no, I'm born in Chicago. And I thought, wow, you're so entrenched in all these traditional, like so many instruments, and you play so well. As someone said, Dimitri is a cultural treasure. It is very important if only Greek politicians and so-called American advocates had an ounce of his authenticity. It's a good endorsement. And then we talked about the importance of panegyria. And then someone said, panegyria are always packed because Greeks used to take their kids to Greek dance. And you're in Greece. What do you expect? Of course, they're going to go to panegyria. The burden lays squarely on the shoulders of the parents to pass on traditional values, dance, culture, Greekness. It's a combination of thousands of layers. Don't look at this on the big scope. That's wrong. It all starts at home.
Okay, the panegyria is part of our culture. We've been raised with this.
Yeah.
I still can't wait to go on 17th of July, San Marina's celebration to my village when we have 2 days of panegyri there, non-stop. Basically, non-stop.
But Greek festivals around the world, they're trying to emulate that vibe of the Greek, with the Greek dances.
I don't think so.
Well, they don't succeed in doing it at that level. But
I don't think so,
That's
yeah.
what they're trying to get that feeling that you have when you're at a Greek panegyri.
They've been stuck to on the bad simulation of.
Yeah. Well, everything outside of Greece is going to be a simulation.
Yeah, but it's different when it's a bad simulation, when it's a good simulation.
So this comment applies to everybody abroad. Greeks abroad support each other. And when we adore the homeland and the ideas of our ancestors, I want to thank brothers and sisters for your ethnic awareness and our love for our predecessors. So that was a beautiful
That
comment.
was a very nice message.
And then,
comment.
of course, we had Nobuko, who is Japanese. She lives in Kobe in Japan, and she saw a bouzouki one day, and that triggered her love of Greek music, and then she turned that to putting a rebetiko band together.
She's a legend. She's got a Greek grocery shop style in Kobe.
Visit if you're there.
If you ever go to Japan, it's close to Osaka, so you can go by a bullet train. It will only take you 20 minutes. Go there and meet Nobuko. She's got this grocery shop, and she's got a Greek flag at the back and a Greek map on the wall, hanging on the wall.
And Greek groceries.
And she plays the rebetika with her trichordot,
Yes.
3-string, 6-string bouzouki.
Sensational.
It's amazing.
Sensational.
When legal matters affect your business or life, you need guidance you can trust. Natasha Karamihu provides expert legal advice, protecting your interests and navigating every challenge. Natasha Karamihu, your trusted legal voice in Greece.
Episode 8, also a very strong topic. It was migration challenges. That is a universal subject, problem, issue around the world with people migration and how
call
they
it
fit in.
Irregular migration or illegal migration. That was a debate.
It's not all illegal. It's not all illegal. We have to recognize that there are genuine cases of refugees, but it's really hard to police it because you have a lot of people that are arriving without paperwork, throw their paperwork aboard. So how do you ascertain when you've thousands of people coming, who is a legitimate refugee, who's an illegal immigrant?
Okay, sorry, I'm going to stop you here.
Yeah.
It's illegal till it will grant it legal.
But how do you get granted? Because if you're not a legitimate refugee, by right, you need to be sent back.
No. I'm saying it's called illegal migration because it's not like I'm having all my paperwork done and I'm going to another country. That's the legal migration. The illegal migration is I'm going from one country to the other with no paperwork, and I'm applying for asylum.
You're
But
leaving
before-
asylum seekers out of that, though. And
Yeah.
genuine asylum seekers.
Yeah, no.
versus
After the stamp goes and it says approved, then it's legal. But till then, all the process, it's not considered as illegal migration.
But not everybody should be stamped as legal. That's my point. Because not everybody is a legitimate refugee or asylum seeker. So if you're not, if you're just coming over for the ride.
Yeah, let's not expand that, Matt.
Because we've already been there, yes.
Whoever wants to listen to this episode, it's very interesting.
Yes, go back.
Go
Yes.
back.
And then with some of the comments. Greece must have a patriotic, trusted government with no corruption, with new ideas to attract investors from the diaspora and Greek immigrants alike, like Ireland did. And of course, toughen immigration according to the Australian system. Because in Australia, we don't have asylum seekers.
Yes, but we had some other.
Very few. We don't have a problem. The last illegal boat that came to our shores was 10 years ago. We're an island. We don't have common borders that people can just cross over into.
Yeah, that's why they're keeping them on Christmas Island.
Well, that's what they're for. That's the island where they get assessed and
Yes.
processed.
Yes.
And then they decided what their status is going to be.
Maybe we should use one of our islands for that reason and not go straight to Crete or to... Anyway, it's not a problem that only Greece has. Italy has the same problem. Spain has the same problem.
Germany has a problem, yeah.
No, Germany is not a welcome country. Yes. So Italy, Spain, and Greece, those three are the ones that...
The ones that were the
copying
most
the most.
economically challenged are
No,
the ones...
that the more accessible through the waters.
Yeah, but it's also sad that they're also the ones that were the most economically challenged during the
Well, the whole
financial
Europe,
crisis. Yeah, but
the whole
like-
Europe is
like Southern
economically...
Europe.
What?
Like Greece, Spain, Italy, they were affected more than, Belgium and Germany and some of the other countries, Germany, during the financial crisis. Yet we were burdened with an influx of so many asylum seekers that came in. What?
Nothing.
Okay, good. Let me read this comment. I am very much afraid no Greek government whatsoever has been entirely patriotic as to protect its borders in real, despite the coastline of Greece that has so many beaches to defend. nothing has really been done until now. For me-
Okay, I need to stop you here.
Sure.
Because all these comments, they're not taking consideration the international laws.
Exactly.
And so everyone's think like Greece is an independent country. Of course it is, but it's part of the European community and it has to obey
The
to the
regulations
laws,
and
the
laws.
regulations and the laws.
Yeah.
Okay? So all these comments for me, yes, I might agree, I might not, but that's not the point.
They're giving those comments with feeling and sentiment and taking out the law of the union. And that's what, it's not because it's what a government wants to do, it's what they've been told they have to do.
Let's go to the next one.
Next one, okay. Episode 9, what it means to grow up between two cultures.
Oh, that was a funny episode.
That was a fun episode. That was when we had Jason, and he was saying,
Jason and
Stefan.
and Stefan.
Jason and Stefan, and I was just, because I said I was just going to refer to Jason's comment where I hated, like, and he said it with such passion. I hated Greek school because I hated going, and he said, but silly me, I realized, now that I'm married and my wife speaks Greek, I really want to learn. So here I am now with Duolingo, learning. He said, not because I have to, because the grandparents that I needed to speak Greek with are no longer around. I want to because I want to read to my kids in Greek and speak to my kids in
So
Greek.
you learn it by heart now. You know all the.
It came up so many.
It's very successful.
Yeah, and we had great
Comment.
comments on this one. Love this episode. Growing up Greek Australian wasn't always easy, but it's given me a unique perspective and appreciation for my roots. And then we also spoke on that episode about what it was like as a migrant child going to school and what was in our lunchboxes. I remember my mum used to come with the little katsarolaki and feed me in kindergarten, and then someone said, it's a myth. We never saw keftedes and pastitsio at school. Sorry, we did.
BS.
Yes,
BS.
big BS.
Big BS.
This lady, good comment, she said, I've been teaching Greek for 37 years because I had the opportunity to have gone to Greek school. It was very hard going to Greek school because of the old school of teaching and fear. I vowed that I would never teach in a threatening way and instead make it fun to learn. Because I remember when I was going to Greek school, we were like this. And if you ever said something or spoke, it was like put out your hand in the ruler. Thankfully, those days are way beyond us. And this lady, Mary, is the new generation where she wants to make learning fun. This one, my dad used to chase me to go. He'd say, come here, I'm going to hit you. And the longer he had to chase me, the harder I'd get it. And then someone else, I was the same. I hated it and went to Greek school through high school. It was torture, but I'm grateful now that I can read and write and communicate with my Greek family in Greece. And then someone said, this one is a philosophical person, he said, think that speaking English, you speak half Greek because English became a real language much later on, adopting Latin with many Greek words. An example, telephone, and all the words starting with tele, far away. So he said, in a way, you're always speaking Greek, even when you're speaking English.
He's got a bit of a
That's a bit of
Mr.
Portocalis.
syndrome.
A bit of
Yeah,
Portocalis.
yes. He's
Yeah.
one of us. But it's true. It's true. It was a very nice episode.
It was a
I
nice
really
episode.
enjoyed
That it
and-
resonated. Obviously, we had hundreds of thousands of views on that. It resonated with a lot of people. All this followed, I was born in Los Angeles, and in our home, Greek was our first language. I learned English watching TV shows. Anyway, I can read it pretty well too, but can't write it for some reason. At least I can communicate pretty well. Best part, I can also speak in Cypriot dialect.
That's an achievement, my friend. That's a very great achievement.
Yes. So episode 10,
There we go.
another strong topic. This one was about the relevance of associations around the world.
Yes.
They started off having one objective. That objective no longer is relevant, so we have to find relevancy in associations. Someone said, sadly, all the young people are just the old people, old habits, old ideas in younger bodies. The same mindset are intergenerational.
I remember that we said that it's very important the young generations to get involved with the communities, with the associations, because that's the most important thing, to bring in the new blood.
What would it take to bring our kids into an association? Is it what we're doing now, or we've got to do something different? And that was what the basis of that episode was. And it was about the old guard not wanting to let go. And this person said, I agree, we have the same old in Melbourne. Even the US president has a maximum of 2 terms. It has become a joke. Perfectly said. It feels like these association groups forget that they're meant to represent the people, not political interests. So I think we'll focus a little bit more on that in another season
Yeah, of course.
to see
And
how.
why you stop?
Oh, yes, sorry, yeah.
You stopped on the best part.
Yeah, mothers, episode 11.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Greek mothers and mothers-in-law.
That was a very good one.
I
That was a
I was
very...
smashed.
That's
I
all
was
right.
smashed.
Yeah,
But,
because...
it was a fun topic. It was meant to be lighthearted comedy.
Please.
Because at one point I did say, I'm glad there's only one Greek mother-in-law in my family, because there can only be one. 2 would be like,
Yeah. Too much.
when I say too much passion, too much
Of everything.
too much.
Too much of
And then
everything.
someone said, I'm so happy she said this. I married an American man because my mum was the queen and no room for 2.
Can you read a few of the others?
Yes.
Or you don't want to?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Mothers-in-law really need to step back. It's just awful how controlling and disrespectful they can be in any culture. Another one. A mother-in-law is war and love, chaos and peace with a cup of coffee, even though they want to make you crazy.
No, the ones that were
And then-
attacking you.
Yeah. Oh my God, what are you saying? That's ridiculous. I feel sorry for her family.
You guys, you don't know her family. Her
And then
family,
someone
they loved her.
Someone jumped in and said, oh, come on, people, lighten up. This is quite funny. Loving the banter between you two. But mothers are the cradle of the family, and it's always a subject, the influence that a mother has in a home and a mother-in-law and the whole bit. It just was a topic that had to be discussed.
You know what? I was laughing for the
course you
people
were.
who were attacking you about how bitchy you are, and they were more bitchy than you on their comments.
Okay, what
And
a
it was-
bitch of a mother-in-law.
Oh,
what
my
a
God.
bitch. I'm glad. And then, I know, I like the comment when someone said, I'm glad she's not my mother-in-law. And you said, you're too late. She's already taken.
And let's go to the next one.
The next one was we saved for last because the Greek Macedonian identity is always thrown around in
So the
comments.
topic was Macedonia matters, and the issue of the Macedonian dispute, correct? And who owns history? That was part of this episode. It was a massive episode. We're still taking comments from
Yes.
this episode with Panagiotis
Diamandis,
Diamandis,
PhD.
Professor Dr. Panagiotis.
Yes.
Which we're going to have him, and we're going to talk about that
Soon on another subject. But what he said made a lot of sense. A lot of people make it about ethnicity and history, but it's geopolitical.
It's exactly right. And that was the main key point of Dr. Panagiotis. He said it's not an identity issue, it's not a national issue, it's a political issue being created, and that's the reason it causes what it causes.
Strategically placed regions that are fertile in location, ports, anywhere where there's a port is a strategic location. The term of, Macedonia, North Macedonia, was Alexander Greek? You can lose yourself in all of that discussion. I know Alexis Tsipras is never going to live down giving the name North Macedonia to North Macedonia. But as the professor said, it is predominantly a modern history issue, and it centers around geopolitics.
And we had 2 parts. We had
Yes,
2
'cause it was a big,
episodes
big topic.
because it was a big topic.
Yes.
And we had a Christmas episode with Evelyn, of course,
Yes.
there, which is happy
The challenge.
cherry, the happy cherry on the cake.
The challenge of the kurabiye.
The challenge of the kurabiye, the
Versus
killer biscuit.
the
And I said,
macarono.
we Greeks invented kurabiye, and everyone comes down and say, no, this is Persian, this is Turkish, this is Albanian, this is, come on guys, it's the same cookie. Everyone owns
Just
it.
let the
But
cookie-
to be honest, it's Persian. It started from there.
how they say, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yes, exactly. But okay, come on.
Look, it's inevitable that our cuisines are going to overlap, and that's a good thing.
Of course, that's the
know,
beauty of
why
the
be-
Mediterranean. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of the Balkans. That's the beauty of it. Of course, we're sharing. The history is so rich in this region, and we're sharing so many things. Like, come on, guys, relax.
Look, instead of fighting over who owns baklava, let's be thankful that we have baklava.
I agree with you.
Does it really
Let's
matter?
be thankful that we can enjoy a piece of baklava instead of fighting who owns baklava.
Yes,
Anyway, all these recipes have been
adapted.
Adapted,
Of course.
Yes. So maybe the kurabiye in Persia tastes different.
Look, I add my own touch to every recipe. So you can't, I will, it's never going to be a traditional recipe. I will
Yeah,
put a little bit of me.
Yes. Okay. Don't go there. And we're coming to the season 3 successfully and thankfully and gratefully. And I'm very excited because we're gonna have Lucas and Helco Consulting as contributor, Natasha Karamichou again in our season 3 as a legal advisor for the Greek Podyssey. So she will answer to your questions about all your legal matters, as your will. Do I have to declare my marriage? Do I have to do that? Do I have to do this? And she's the right person to go there. And before you go there,
Yes?
and we're gonna have Emily from Greek language experts. She will teach us a bit of a Greek.
We're giving you some Greek lessons.
So we're gonna have some Greek lessons.
Yes.
So you guys have
You've
many
got a
things
lot
to do,
coming
and
up.
let us know if you want something more to be added into that.
If
We'll
you have any questions that you want to in business or property or investment in Greece, you can message us and we'll pass all those on to Lucas. We've had, because Lucas is new to the podcast, this is Natasha's 3rd season coming up now. She's had nothing but great reviews from everybody that has
Yes,
gone to her.
she's
Greece.
so good.
Outstanding.
And Lucas is so helpful to everyone who's interested in.
Very good.
And what else?
Well, we just have to keep you all wondering and being in suspense as to what the next...
Do you want to say a few? No, let's not say the names of the guests.
No, we're not going to...
No, we're gonna keep you.
We've got to keep a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you
for
can't
us.
reveal all. It's like a woman that has more mystery if she's draped in some fabric rather than seeing her naked on the table.
Okay, that will make like 1 million comments. Okay, I'll agree with that, but
Okay.
that's true. Well, thank you very much for being with us on the first episode of the season 3. We're very excited to continue our journey, our Podyssey.
Welcome to 2026. We hope it was a great start for everybody. Let's hope for some peace in this tumultuous world, health, and let's have fun along the way.
And remember, in this podcast, we're not just saying stories. We dive deep into the subjects, into the topics. And that's why this podcast, this Podyssey, it's your Podyssey. So it's your Greek Podyssey.
And it's our honor to be bringing it to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
see you on episode 2.
2 of season 3.
This podcast brought to you by Natasha Karamichou, your trusted legal voice in Greece for all your legal matters, and Helco Consulting, trusted services for all business and investments in Greece.
I'm Christine Stavropoulos,
Και εγώ ο Νίκος Σαμίδης. Και αυτό είναι το Greek Podyssey, το podcast της Ομογένειας.
a podcast for Hellenes worldwide, sharing stories, culture, identity, laughs, and a little bit of tsugrisma along the way.
Γιατί μπορεί να φύγαμε από την Ελλάδα, αλλά η Ελλάδα δεν έφυγε ποτέ από μας.